Jake! Okay, HamStuff. And I nearly hit the soul sand, which would be bad. Right, I wanted to light up my base. But I think I might... Who was shooting at me? A skeleton. Where'd you come from, skeleton? But first, I'm going to need to... Yeah, I want to light up my base. I'm going to need to build a little bit more of my base in order to do that. What this seems laggy to me. I don't know when I last restarted my computer. Let's chop down some of these giant funguses, fungi, I think they're called, giant fungi, which, I mean, they're not technically trees, but at the end of the day, it's basically a tree. It's basically another tree. If it looks like a duck and it cracks like a duck, it's a tree. This is why I never made it as a horticulturalist. Why is everyone and their mother driving up and down my road the second I start recording? You know, I've done most of it on this side. I've done none of it on this side. Maybe I should start to rectify that. To have... Okay, I've done a lot. There's still more to do. Honestly, I'm thinking I might end the series soon. I'm just not enjoying it. There's a lot of stuff I do different now. I don't watch these damn things anyway. To invite some other creators, because I found some smaller YouTubers to play Minecraft. I think the record... Have I done this? How have I? Oh, I see. The trees come back this way. What I thought was the last line isn't. Right, anyway, I think the record for surviving in hardcore belongs to a YouTuber called Filzer. PH1ZLA. He survived for about 5 years. I want to try and beat that. But I don't want to do it alone. wish I had my hoe with me. Wait. I swear this used to have a different sound. So, dong, or something, not just dong. Oh well. I don't really need string lights as far as I'm aware. So this first half episode, I believe 60, will be chopping down the trees and then making these platforms. I'd love to build something like the annulus again, but I've had so much going on. It's kind of taken focus away from it. I was thinking of like ideas for episodes rather than progress for the base. Maybe I just bit off more than I could chew. Like the mine, my giant mine. I would, if I started a new series, I'd have that as a base. I'd build something, this giant inverted pyramid. Then, like after year one, I'd pick a different project. And like sort of a personal cyclical reset. By cyclical, I mean, well, this is a tall tree. Every, let's say 59 episodes. I'll do 59 episodes, then I'll basically consider I'm just done. I'm done with everything I'm currently working on. I'll move on, start something new. The same server, I'll still be alive, but restart like wooden tools or something. Because I've got a little enchanted netherite, so when you've geared up to the degree that I am, it's easy to stay alive. I mean, yeah, admittedly, jumping onto that soul soil, I don't know if it would have killed me. If I'd just fallen off onto it, I don't think that would have killed me. But weirdly, I've tested it in a different world. Your helmet determines how much fall damage you have, which is weird. Like, I've found that falling from a certain height you survive, but if you're wearing a weaker helmet, you don't. Pretty sure that might be a bug. I genuinely don't know if it's intended behaviour. Like, feather falling is a boots enchantment. You don't fall with your head. I'm gonna run back and get some sleep. Let's swim, actually. I had so much wood to get done. I literally 76 episode ideas in total, including ones I've done. But even like what I thought would be simple, just building a couple of towers with the materials from each dimension, I still don't have all the cobblestone I need. I don't know how they build that giant mega bases in a space of 3 days on Hermitcraft. I'd love to see what goes on behind the scenes. What do they know that I don't? Out. Like, my towers weren't going to be that big. They're only going to be like 17 meters high. But I did the calculations for how much cobblestone I need. I need like just so many chests. Maybe it wasn't 17 meters. Maybe it was something else. But that creeper. Didn't expect a creeper. I reckon it's because that's not this hell. That's where they're spawning. Oh, I've got heartburn. Yeah, my little netherwart farm, I forgot I had all this. I don't use that much, because I don't do potions that often. I'll have to remove that at a later date. The base is called the annulus because it's meant to be ring shaped. I've still not removed all the stuff around the outer edge. So in here I'm going to have fence posts to put lanterns on, dangle them off the bottom. And I've got some lanterns, but I think I need more. I've been trading with my villagers to get them. So I have got the mega smelter in the middle of my base, underwater. So I could get charcoal. Because I basically have unlimited wood. And I've got the iron farm. Like, I've not emptied that iron farm in so long. It was really useful for when I needed a lot of iron. Then I had more iron than I knew what to do with. So I decided to cover I think it's the cactus farm in iron. I didn't have enough, so I covered like half of it in iron. It's like iron blocks. And then when that was finished, I just didn't have much use for iron, so it's all been building up. These 3 iron farms over at my mine. And here at my base, I've just got the one. So we keep getting max specs. What sort of frame rates am I actually having? 29, 34, 30, 19, 17. Yeah, it's not great. Hopefully it's just because I haven't restarted my computer in absolutely ages. Pop up from the blue screen of death the other day. Which should count. Also, more recently, my computer wouldn't go to sleep. It's like it wouldn't wake up again either. So it was like stuck in limbo. To hold down the power button felt like holding its head underwater. So that should count. So I thought there were certain directions. That I had the lag spikes. It was just generally here and there. Okay. It is sink or swim. I prefer to swim. Look at these pretty, pretty lanterns. I placed them yesterday. I think my computer was overheating, so it was quite slow. And when I checked the video, it was an absolute slideshow. So now I've got to do it again. Why are things so hard? Seems less laggy than it was by my estimation so far. We'll just swim along and place and misplace lanterns. I really should have brought my turtle helmet. I haven't got it in my inventory. I don't have my transparent user interface either. Just make some poke holes every now and then. Take a breath of fresh air and get back in there. In other news, I'm watching Le Mans. Currently watching the onboard for the number 50 Ferrari hypercar on YouTube while I film this. There's no telemetry or anything, so I don't know how it's doing. Hopefully they can win again. They've won the last 2 Le Mans. I think I last, maybe 3 years ago? I'm sure I watched the onboard of the Ferrari last year. In terms of watching on telly, I don't know if it was on. So on the Quest, Channel 12. Not that this information will be helpful to you in the future, unless you're watching this in almost a year from now. Ah, friendly drown's come to say hello. I'm mucking about, that's used up a lot of my oxygen. I don't know where I am now. Okay, I know where I am now. If I ever made something like this again, I think I'd put the lanterns on chains, dangling from the fence post. I'd build an iron farm sooner as well. Where am I even going? I'm panicking. What I'm doing. So this, my base, the annulus and my big mine, my 2 major projects. I think in future I'd focus more on one. So instead I'm watching Le Mans, there's currently flags at the start of the Mulsanne Strait, so I think maybe someone's had a bit of an accident. I mean, they've had a crash, I don't mean they've pooed themselves. What I think I might do next episode is sort of round this off, take off this corner. Because it's very square, my base is meant to be very circular. Again, something I'd do differently, map out the circle before building it, rather than making it a big square and then having to remove bits. So on my hem, I have Respiration 3, and that enchantment gives me more air underwater. It's longer for my bubbles to... Oh, nuts, I did that wrong. Takes longer for my bubbles to deplete, and once they're gone, I take damage slower. Which is helpful when your base is in the ocean. Also, I was filming the third part of this episode earlier today. I ran out of hard drive space, which is less than ideal. So I've moved a bunch of old stuff over I used to make my videos. Just this, I should have probably done that a long time ago. I should do it bit by bit, gradually, but it's just so many things to keep on top of, and they're all on top of me. So, see how slowly my bubbles deplete, and how long it takes me to take damage. That's right, without the helmet. Wow. So I knew it'd be faster. I didn't realize it'd be that much faster. Now, I noticed this earlier. When I plugged my laptop in, everything seemed slower. I have no idea why. Maybe my laptop's getting too hot, but like, I don't know, I don't think it'd make that much difference. Yeah, I'm starting to get a bit of lag, definitely. Ever since I plugged it in. Let's see how much battery power I have. 21 minutes until full charge. And if I unplug, 67%. It doesn't tell me how long that will last. Maybe I'm imagining it, but it does seem less laggy. Yeah, it definitely seems smoother. I have no idea why. I haven't stopped me misclicking though. Yeah, well, I think I'll get to the end. I take damage so slowly. There must be a bug with the lighting that these fence posts are dark underneath. Oh, there's drowned somewhere nearby. Problem is, I lose track of where I was. I'm losing oxygen bubbles. I think it's laggier over this end. I don't know why. Maybe because I've got loads of stuff out and about. They're just blocks. They shouldn't introduce that much lag. Nether portal shouldn't introduce that much lag either. What should cats? As you can tell from them meowing their little heads off, I have a lot of cats. Alrighty then. Is that how I normally... obviously, I forget stuff over time, and I've apparently forgotten how I do my introduction to the third part of the episode, but it's fine. Well, it's not fine. It's actually, I'm sure I had a chest around here somewhere. Indeed I do. So I'll be doing more work, expanding the surface area of the base. I don't need too much of scaffolding. I don't need most of this. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, we'll start with what I've done over here. By start, I mean placing more lights. Because, I've not done nearly as much as I thought. Okay. I've done plenty over that side. It's now morning. From the last part of the episode, yesterday afternoon, so temperature should be a lot cooler. My laptop's also unplugged. Should help keep it cool. I don't want to run out of electricity. So I'll plug it in a couple of minutes. Then I'll turn the screen brightness up. And I want to know if it makes a difference in the video. Because I genuinely... It's something I've never considered until now. Last time I checked my battery was literally a minute before recording, and I've got more than an hour left. But, wow, black carpet's hard to see in your inventory. Oh, my shoulder hurts. So there's currently a lot less lag. I've also restarted the computer. I'm not planning on doing Series 2 right after finishing this one. But I'm definitely sort of thinking about ideas. These look cooler today, so far. But, moderately sized, I'd say, thunderstorm last night. Out to reduce the humidity and cool the temperatures a bit. In some places, in my county, I think I've mentioned which one that is before, but I'm not doing so today, just in case I have. Kent. I live in Kent. Some places in Kent have had torrential rain and flooding, and I've got hiccups. So you're wondering, next episode, will it be those towers I promised I would build? Probably not. I still don't have enough cobblestone, let alone netherrack and stone. So I don't know what I'll do for next episode, something simple. Maybe I'll chop the corner off. I think at least one corner I've still not done. This is meant to be a circle. Well, a ring. That's why it's called the annulus. But yeah, rings are pretty circular. I wish Mojang would add... So there's the normal nether warts, which you can make into a wart block. I wish Mojang would add, like, warped warts. Even if they just do the same thing. Because I want to unblock my warts. If you make with 9 nether wart into a block, you can't then make it back into 9. If you have a gold ingot, you can join it with 8 of its friends into a gold block, and you can get those ingots back again. Yeah, that's how it works for a lot of stuff. Okay, yeah, I've got crafting tables. You can't turn them back into planks on the log. But since there are trees absolutely everywhere, why would you ever need to? Nether wart's a pretty uncommon resource. Yeah, it's infinitely farmable. To come across it in the first place. God, my computer's handling this much better. So because I've got the shroom lights, I shouldn't get anything in the way of mob spawning. I don't think I need to sleep through the night. Also, the shroom lights aren't really meant to be there, so I'll have to remove them at some point. Return the nuisance motorcyclists. Oh, so there's been that big titty circus out there today, I don't know why. Let's turn the brightness up. Plug in. Wonder if it'll make a difference in the video. Slightly more sluggish, I'd say. Like my movement speed, looking around. I swear it's getting slower as well. Video settings? Maybe it's controls? Mouse settings? Increase the sensitivity a bit. That feels more normal. Running speed is normal. Everything seems a little slower ever since I plugged that laptop in, and I have no idea why that would be. I suddenly have an even number of torches when I had an odd number before. So maybe I made a mistake somewhere along the way. I think it's starting to get a little bit laggy. Tiny, tiny little lag spikes. But it's so much better than it was yesterday. I mean, the laptop could be overheating, but I don't see why it would be. It was warm yesterday. It was only 27 degrees. I played Minecraft at a lot higher temperatures than that, I'm sure. I'm sure I recorded videos at some point when it was hotter than that. Why do I get so many pillager patrols here? The light level doesn't really matter for these fungi. If I did this in the future, I don't know if I'd add the torches. There's people slamming doors and living here. to my best friend's fiance. Wanted someone to play Minecraft with. I asked if he wanted to join Nomadcraft. But he's only got Bedrock. I don't know how. I thought everyone had both these days. So it's an update a couple of years ago. Maybe I'll give it to him as a wedding present.